Hey, North Melbourne. We've spoken about them so many times on this show, and of course their Good Friday display was pitiful. Yes. To be fair, their rebuild has taken some time. I'm not sure where it's at the moment. Just wanted to go back on a couple of comments. Here's what Kane Corns had to say, and also Luke Hodge, about the rebuild. And then I'm going to go back to comments that you made last year.
They believe that they got stability for the first time in a long time. Like that club has been unstable for a long period of time, and I can understand where you're coming with that. And as I said, it's not a defensive thing for Clarko. This is a club who needs stability and the same
so you
voice.
Can see, just last one.
Don't make me say it again. It's a club that needs the same voice instructing the players for a good 3 or 4 or 5 years. If we come back in 18 months, and I did say that last week.
It's too long. 18 months
don't make me say it again.
18 months is too long.
No, it's not, because you're not going to rush your next premiership coach.
18 months for a rebuild? Too long? This is what you had to say last year about the rebuild with Alistair Clarkson at the helm.
Every week I ask the question, what are they paying for?
You cannot change habits and standards overnight. It takes time. When
I
got to July,
all right, you tell me how
it took
long
us
it takes.
8 years.
8 years?
It took us 8 years to
coaches?
get to one.
So
Mark
one
Thompson.
Coach took 8 years.
We got there in
to get the
2000. Guess what? Geelong was shit. And it took us 8 years to get to a standard to win a premiership. It takes time. If he wins a premiership, it's worth it.
You're going to pay Alistair Clarkson $12 million over 8 years to get this right.
Well, his track record says that he deserves that opportunity.
So Hodgie and I are virtually on the same track.
8 years is a long time, mate.
Well, 8 years is a long time, yes, but I'm just saying, but we obviously had some nice little wins along the way. You know, making prelim finals and winning a NAB Cup. That was very exciting.
Yeah, but we're not talking about 8 years to win a premiership. We're talking 8 years to be competitive.
I know. Right now, they're not doing me any favours, North Melbourne, with how they're performing. And what myself and Hodgie, who have both been through rebuilds, who understand that it does take time. But you know what? It's everyone wants to point the finger at Clarko. And I heard Cornsey started pointing the finger at some players. That's who the finger's got to be pointed at. There are some senior players there who are on some very good money and have been on some good money for a long time. They need to set the standard. And right now, I don't think they're setting the standard.
Now, there's talk around, do they deserve Good Friday and all that sort of stuff. I think even if they win games on Good Friday or are competitive on Good Friday, it's almost irrelevant. And I mean this not from a North Melbourne point of view, but from a fan's point of view. People aren't invested enough from the outside looking in on North Melbourne to really care if they win a game on Good Friday or not, or win a game at all. When North Melbourne play, them beating a team, say a Gold Coast or Adelaide or whatever, from your own point of view, doesn't make any difference. So for them to be competitive on Good Friday and play the Bulldogs or Carlton or whoever you want it to be, the actual game itself doesn't have the gravitas because it's North Melbourne. I know that sounds a bit harsh, but that's the reality. If they don't have the pull and the concern, it's like when you've got Richmond and Carlton round one on the Thursday night, you might get a flogging. But there's a massive storyline out of that. Richmond have been flogged, or they're going to be poor this year. Carlton were going to come back and be great, but they're not great.
That's always been North Melbourne's problem, hasn't it? They just haven't ever been one of those big clubs.
It's just relevance, and that's why Good Friday will be what it'll be. It should be probably, maybe the Bulldogs, maybe Carlton. But them winning a game on Good Friday, I don't think has much to do with Good Friday being a good game. North Melbourne need to create what they can create, but it's never going to be Easter Monday. It's never going to be Anzac Day. That's just not what it's going to be. That's just North Melbourne.